Sorry for the lack of content during the Blitz promo, but if you follow me on Twitter and if you follow me, on Twitch, you might know exactly why. We'll get into that in a later video. I don't want to discuss it now, but what I want to get into today, there's a bit of a method, a couple of methods actually. We're going to do one today, and we'll be testing it out on stream, twitch.tv/therealdatruthyadig. Pop that time you guys seeing this will be live around 9 Eastern. But what it's a service around is around the harvest. Because the harvest cards necessarily haven't dropped a lot, the 93s that is, that's caused their market to stay relevant in terms of coins, right? The rest of the thing else is everything's ticking down. So as you can see, I have 33,750 training exact, because that is exactly 50 rolls. We're going to get into the harvest and we're going to see if we can make our coins back. I got this training around 4 per, so we're going to roll into it and see if it's a viable method. I did it on stream a couple times yesterday. It did work, but I wanted to bring it to the YouTube because at the end of the day with Blitz, everyone's over here worried about Blitz. There's something over here you could be working on, and this is one of the methods. So hit the like button, drop a sub, and let's get into it.
Hey, ain't we been through it all? Then we sleep on them floors. Everybody we thought we needed, we don't need them no more. Run it up, don't check the score. No one ball.
All right, now what makes this method so viable? As you can see, training is 675 to open up the 80 harvest. If you're getting training at about 4.5 per, which is very easy to get, it's actually, I got most of this training at around 4 per. If we do 675 times 4, as you can see, I will point it up to the camera here, it's around 2,700, right? Now, if we take a look at Harvest 80 overalls, what they're lazy selling for on the market, I was lazy selling them for 3K. So even after tax, I am breaking even. But if we look on the market right now, they're lazy selling for around 2,500, 2,700 to 3,000. So basically, you're opening up this pack risk-free, right? So every time you open up this pack, if you can get your training at 4 per, as you can see, this is us just lazy 2,600, and you can see most of these are up for 26 million. So they will sell, but it takes time. This is us filtering down to 2,200, but as you can see, 2,600 is what they sell at if we don't filter it down, right? So remember, we do 2,600. Let's say you put them up for 2,600 and you take away that $2,000 in terms of coins. It's still 2,400 you're getting back, and your own. Remember, it's only costing you 2,700 to open up the pack. So it's about a 300 coin, I guess, risk, and that's if you get all 80s. Obviously, if you get an 84, they could sell for about 6,000. You're essentially doubling your coins. If you get an 88, that's extremely excellent. And obviously, if you get a 90 and 93, you're laughing to the bank. So in total, I got most of this training for around 4 per. So if we do 3,750 times 4, it's about 135K. Now, we're going to roll this and see if we can make 135K back or more. I did this a couple times on streams, and I did hit it big. And I just got like a couple 88s. I didn't get anything spectacular. First pool, 84 Tyler Bass. That's essentially a double of your coins at that point in time, right then and there. Right? So you basically double your coins, because that goes for about $6,000, about 5.8 if you lazy sell it, right? 80s are essentially a break even. So what you're hoping is that you just continue to break even, and then eventually, boom, the big one pops out. Now, I've only ever pulled 193 on this, but shout out to Aiden. He came into my stream and, spoke highly about this, and some other people did. And Aiden obviously brought another method that I'm going to do tomorrow too, and we will be testing it on stream, twitch.tv/therealdatruthyadig again. But like I said, there's been a lot of stuff that's happening that I will address at a later date when the Blitz is over. I want to focus strictly on Blitz, and I don't want to bring the other stuff that's happened to Blitz. Once we get out of the Blitz, format and back into kind of normal content, I will kind of address what happened. But nevertheless, we're still up and going. Shout out to my guy Miles for letting me use his account to do this. Kind of a hint there. But nevertheless, like I said, with this, us lazy selling these if we lazy sell them at 2,700, we essentially break even, right? And then any 84, any 88, any 90, any 93, you go crazy. Now, obviously, look, this takes a little bit of luck, but what you're hoping is that you're playing the odds. You're hoping that you're, not gonna pull all 80s, and I suggest you do this in 50 sample sizes, right? So obviously, the more you do it, if you got 100 rows, you do it in 100 rows. But like I said, we're gonna absolutely check how much we made back. We know the 80s beforehand because we looked. We can lazy sell them at about 2,700, right? If we just go to 80s and filter those on the block, that's 2,700. So we can kind of mark those at 2,700, and then like I said, the 84s are around 5.5 to 6K. depending on, you know, the time of the day that you do this. But if you have a low coin stack, or if you have training in the binder, if you don't feel like holding it for zero chill, which I advise you to hold it for zero chill, this could be a way to make a little bit of coins and obviously have some fun doing so. And obviously if you pull like a 93 that you want, excellent, you know, you can keep that. But obviously if you want to make coins, like I said, if you hit a 93, that's a guaranteed 400k in your pocket. An absolute guarantee 400k in your pocket, no questions asked. You don't have to worry about anything else. Even if you hit an 88, the 88s are lazy selling, because I sold one last night for about 33k compared to normal 88s are going for about 25, 26k. Like I said, because this is taking advantage of the high end market of the harvest, because the high-end market has to stay up, the low-end and middle market of this has to stay up as well. If you hit a 90 is like 900k, not 900k, excuse me, about 90k. So that's an absolute W too. But obviously, look, what we're hoping is, we're just hoping to be solid. We've gotten 284, so just out of those packs alone, we doubled our coins out of that pack. If we pull an 88, that's a huge, you know, like I said, 33k from 27k essentially. So like I said, it's a numbers game with this. And most of these, when it becomes the methods or whatever it may be, it is a numbers game. Obviously, if you have more, you can rip more. And obviously, you have a better chance of opening more. But I've had multiple people, and I had a clip in my stream where some people pulled 293s. And yeah, like I said, you pull 293s, that's 1,000,000 coins right there. Essentially, right? It depending on which 93s you. I believe it's Moss and Aaron Rodgers, they're about 450 a piece or whatnot. And the rest of the ones are around 400k. But still, nevertheless, it's a good value, right? So we're definitely going to try this. Like I said, the thing about blitzing, usually about any, when it comes to like Legend Saturdays, Zero Chill, most people are focused on that promo, and somewhere else there is some coins to be made, and that's where you got to try to find these things, right? Especially with the blitz, sets are a good way. Obviously, you guys know I like opening up packs. That's majority of what I do. So for me to try to find a little bit of mythology through packs, it's obviously a W. Now, right now, we're not getting very lucky with this. We're not getting very lucky at all. But, like I said, at the end of the day, the 80s aren't, because of the getting training at a cheaper rate, the 80s aren't destroying us. We're literally losing about 200 coins per 80 that we pull. And then, once we pull an 84, we know we're doubling that. So, for every, I guess what you got, for every 10 to 12 80s, because that's about 2,000 coins, you need an 84. Just to break even. And like I said, if you hit one of those big, a 90, a 93, even an 88, you're in the market. You're in the clear. And like I said, this doesn't take long to do. This absolutely doesn't take long to do. Like I said, if you want to do this, go play a game, list the 80s up for 2,700, come back, watch them all sell, and do it again. Absolutely can do that, right? And like I said, another method we're going to talk about, I'll do a video on that one tomorrow. And it is viable. Again, it's about people looking over here and not looking over here. And I don't think this has actually been talked about that much because of the trainer variety pack, and it has something to do with the trainer variety pack. Just a bit of a spoiler there. But like I said, twitch.tv/therealdatruthyadig. We will be doing both methods live on stream, just to see, like I said, just see if they have some validity to it. I believe these do, because I've done it several times, and I believe the other one that we're going to do does as well. Like I said, I've only pulled 193 out of this, and this is crazy. It was like just the luck of a draw. I happened to just be rolling the pack, and I wanted an RG3, and I pulled an RG3, and I sold it for like 600 and something K. This was what, 2 weeks ago during the first drop. I really haven't touched these packs that much since, but obviously now we're trying to have, trying to touch these packs and see if we can potentially get some profit here. At the end of the day, if you do this and you only make 3 or 4K profit, was it worth it? Probably not, but it's about risking it for the biscuit. It depends, obviously there's a lot of ways to make coins. Flipping cards, buying low, selling high. This could be another potential way to make coins. And obviously, look, it depends on luck, right? Everything in this game depends on luck. Even sniping depends on luck. You have to be lucky enough to be there at the right time, right? There's not a lot of stuff that's skill-based when it comes to, it's skill-based knowing the market and knowing like patterns and stuff of that nature, but obviously getting the specific cards at a specific price, it takes a little bit of luck of you being there at the right time. And speaking of luck, we have not had any luck with these packs. I think we've pulled 3 84s, 384. So we will see exactly where we end up. 90 Keenan Allen W. Huge W, 90K in the bank. And this is what I'm talking about. All it takes is one. 90 Keenan Allen. Huge W. Like I said, this method You can just prove it's viable. If you do, the more you do, the better chance you have to, make this stuff happen. Like I said, I'm only doing 50 packs, 84. So there's another big W, absolutely huge W. So, I mean, look, we're basically in the clear. We calculated it cost us about $135K. That Keenan Allen by itself is about $90K. So we know that we're basically in the clear. We just don't know how much we've essentially made during this roll, right? So that's a W. That's an absolute W. We still got a little bit left. I think we still got, about 13, 14 rolls left. So let's see if we can do it again. Like I said, I'll take an 88. I'm not opposed to taking 88s. It doesn't have to be a 90. We'll even take 84s. Like I said, because we know that's essentially a doubling of our coins in terms of what we're paying for in terms of value. Not necessarily training, but we know we can sell that for about 55, 6K. So like I said, W. Absolute W. 90 Keenan Allen is a big move. Like I told you guys, 90s is good because of the high-end market being high. Those 90s have to remain high. They can't be like other 90s that are around like 60 and 50K. They can't be down that low, right? They have to remain high. So this is us taking advantage of the market being high and obviously rolling. Now, ideally, if you want to keep your training, another 84 for a zero chill, I advise you to do that. But if you're low on coins, right, or if you've opened up packs, these offers, and you got cards that came out of it, and you want to have some fun and potentially make coins, here's a good way to do so. What do we have? About 5 packs left? 5, 6, maybe 6 packs left, maybe 7, to see if we can make it happen. We've gotten a plethora of 84s. We've gotten a bunch of, obviously, 80s. The 190 Keenan Allen is a huge W, an absolute huge W. And the beauty about this is, like I said, with the 80s, we know that with the 80s, they sell for, 2,700 if we just lazy sell them, right? So we can calculate all that. And what I may do as well is I'll even calculate it after tax exactly how much we made after tax, right? And we also need to look at what 84s lazy sell for, so that way you guys kind of get a visualization of what the 84s sell for. All right, so I think we got what, 4 more packs, 3 more packs here. Like I said, I calculated down to a T, so we'd be down to 0 training. It'd be exactly 50 rolls, so that way there would be no mistake on the coins we would make back on this. 2 more packs here. Can we walk it off with maybe at least an 84? Obviously, ideally, I would like a 93. Let's be honest, we all would like a 93. But if we don't get a 93, that's cool. 80 in the last pack here. Let's see what we can do. Come on, EA. One time for the one time. I seen Buccaneers thought it was Tristan Wirfs, but it's Zion. Okay, let's check out the binder. Now, just quickly, before we get into the binder, I wanted to show you lazy selling for around 84s, lazy selling around 6K. Obviously, if we filter down to harvest, it's going to be less, but you can lazy sell these for 6K, even 54 if you wanted to be, just get it done. But let's take into account we're lazy selling these for 6K. Remember that. Okay, so we're in the binder. Let's look at how many 80s we got. We know the 80s can go. We'll go 2,700 for the sake of going 2,700, right? And we will see how much we made back just strictly from 80s. And then we'll calculate the 84s, and obviously we'll look at the 90. So out of 80s, we got 44, right? So if we do 44 times 2,700, that's 118,000 back by itself without getting into the 84. So if we look at the 84s here, let's go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that it? 684s. Make sure I'm not missing one. All right, 684s. Now we looked at it before. We can lazy sell them for 60K. So that's 6K times 4. That's another 24K plus 118. We've already made 142K back without including the 90 Keenan Allen. And then obviously the 90 Keenan Allen is 95K. So plus 95K, we are at 200. I don't know if you guys can see it, in 37K. I'll even take off the 20% of that, so, or the 10% off of that, so you guys can see that I am not capping when it comes to this, and my fingers are not working. So if we take off the 10%, that's 23,700. So minus 23,700. We made 213,000 after tax, and that took me about 15 minutes. Obviously, that was with me pulling a 90, 90, we made almost 80K in 15 minutes. Now, even if we didn't pull a 90 and that other one was an 80, we broke even. So you understand what I'm saying, where this can be particularly profitable. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. Hopefully, you know, you guys take this and use this, and hopefully you have good luck. Like I said, we will be live, twitch.tv/therealdatruthyadig, putting this method into fruition. Sorry, I hit the right trigger button, but look, I'm signing out. Maha salute, boys. Take advantage of this while it's can, while the harvest market is still a little bit high. Like I said, if you can make 80K per 15 minutes, it's limitless, right? Appreciate you, boys. I'm signing out. Maha salute. Deuces.